What's good? What's going on? My Slim Post here. Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and like, subscribe, share, show your love, get the word out. Okay, let's talk about it. It's important to impart in young men this knowledge, or those that have not attained this knowledge, that it's important to prepare for a slowdown in life. Okay? In the working world, we call it retirement and so forth, but I call it a slowdown. And the slowdown is that we as men like to plan, yes? And when we impart knowledge, we talk about make sure you buy a house, make sure you do this. I'm just giving examples there. So it's important that we impart the knowledge that what occurs is that you're not going to be 19, 20, or early 30s forever. You're going to come to a point where you don't want to push as hard. You don't want to hustle as hard. You don't want to feel like you got to get up at a certain time every day and do the grind. Okay? So, for you to get there, and I recognize that this message is only for a few men. A lot of men like to make excuses. A lot of men are lazy. So, I recognize that this is only for a few, but so I put this word out to them. So, I speak as somebody who's going to be 42 this year. Okay? I've made certain decision to make sure that my life is a little bit more less strenuous at this stage. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be lazy at 42. I'm not trying to be lazy. I've been on the ground so my eyes are tired. I've been working very long hours. Okay, that's just part of the of life sometimes. But the point I'm trying to make is that use your youth wisely and learn the right lessons about investment, about relationships, because a relationship can derail you crazy. You could be on the right track and in a relationship, and that could derail you. Learn about investment, relationships, what they mean, learn about marriage and all them things. So and then dive into the whichever one you please, cautiously and wisely. Okay? So this is more a message about preparing for that slowdown. So let's say you're in the up and up. If you're a young basketball player, you're learning how to do, you're shooting baskets, you're doing layups, you're doing, free throw lines, you're doing three pointers, you're practicing your base jumps, that type of thing. If you are a young person who studies, you want to do your degree very well, and you want to apply for, you want to make sure you know where you're going, whatever course it is you're going for, and you got the you've researched that the thing you're studying is going to get you a job, and you're proactive about it. I'm not a university person. So, but if you're an entrepreneur, you're on your grind, you're experimenting, you're investing small amounts and testing the market, and seeing what results you gain. This period, you're okay to fall and fail. Okay? You can fall and fail because you have the startup energy. You have the power to get up. You can just dash yourself and try again. And I'm sure y'all know what song I'm talking about there. You can just get up again because you have the energy too. And that's the joys about youth. Early 20s, even 30s, and so forth. Okay, even early 40s. There's never a period of time where you cannot get up and try again. But it's in human nature when you reach a certain age that you just want to be enjoying the fruits of your labor. So that then means that discipline is now to cultivate your disciplines. Okay, be astute in studying if that's what it is. If it's a athlete, be astute in that, so that you become very proficient, that when your body starts to slow down, or your mind starts to tell you, hey, you need to relax a bit more now. The drive is no longer there. You're not hungry anymore. You're a lot bit more, you're a little more older. You can say, you know what, I can afford to do that. Okay, and because right now, whatever grind, no matter how hard you're working, no matter what money you're pulling in, unless you're not rerouting it to some course that allows you to have that period of your life when you need to relax. I've seen old men come out of retirement because of lack of money. Old men doing basic jobs that they hate, they're bitter because they did not invest wisely. So you have to pick up some financial knowledge for the crucial side of life later on. So at this point in time, don't worry about impressing women with dates because that's dead money. Money invested in a business or stocks, whatever it is going to bring a yield. Those dates, and then you'll lose situationships and getting your freak on. It's going to be nothing but a memory. And that's why I can understand why some men are monks, and I myself have engaged in that for quite a period of time. And it's quite beneficial because it means that once you master your resources, then it's easier to try and explore other avenues. A man must prepare for his older age. Women tend to, especially modern women, it seems, they've been miseducated that they hit the wall almost like they were never told. So they have this sense of invisibility clock. They feel like they can do no wrong, they can ghost guys, they can do whatever. Talk crazy to guys, not respect them, friend zone them, and go and put their bodies on high mileage. My body, my choice. You can't tell me nothing. I don't need to be submissive. And then life happens. And life is funny like that. And it's going to happen to both men and women. And the woman, all of a sudden, after she's made a lot of videos, the TikTok videos, now all of a sudden she's like, oh, I didn't know I was going to feel lonely. I'm like, well, it's hard to feel sorry for you. Now, women almost kind of like almost get a parachute because some simp out there is going to come out and says, oh, you're a queen. I love you nonetheless. We don't got that parachute. So we got to be ready for that slowdown. So in the time of energy, in the time of capacity, in the time of where you have a lot of ambition, drive yourself to a certain point of simplicity so that you have a more comfortable life going forward when you're a little less driven to get that bag, to get that money. It's okay for women to call you dusty and broke now, but don't you find yourself being dusty and broke when you're older. You want to have means. And when I say means, I'm not saying Ferrari parked in the garage, 3-story house, living by I'm not talking about that. Feeding yourself and some. Okay, you can travel if you want to, and so forth. Can this be done? Yes. And that's why the passport bros make sense to me. I can have some criticism for them. But if the money is not strong in the United States, move someplace else where the money is much stronger and can get you a lifestyle that will allow you to be at peace and not need to step out there and grind. I'm bringing this message because I know I've seen old men who are frail needing to step out and dust up their resume, their CV letters, to try and get a job. Don't let that be you. It's okay for women right now to reject you, call you dusty and broke. But if you're a solid older man who when your energy for going up and getting it is no longer there, at least you be feeding yourself, you're good, whatever investment you guys bringing money in. That's what matters the most. Okay? So prepare for old age. And when I say old age, I'm not even talking about when you're older and like you're incapable of just taking care of yourself. But prepare for a time when you don't want to go about life because life is not about trying to make money. For now, break your back, grind your fingers to the bone, and learn, pick up a skill, do something online, like do whatever it takes while you have that energy. And that's why you date moderately now, because in your old age life has got no mercy. If you did not prepare for what you're supposed to be ahead of you as a man, you're not a woman where somebody's just going, oh, I like you. I fancy you. I'm going to use the English term. Fancy you. So I'm going to take you on and become my woman. We are men. If women are already calling us dusty and broke, the worst thing you can be that when you're older. It's okay to be called dusty and broke when you're doing okay. You're on the ground, you're on your purpose. Because then now, when you're older, you will have a lot more options because you're stable and you work hard for it, so you're not be reckless. Like, this B-boy players type of thing, or the singers who got money to burn, who do not really represent us in a true light, because most of black people are hardworking people, blue collar hardworking people. So all I'm saying is Learn to use your money properly so that it can serve you when you're older and you don't have that drive to go get it like that. Because a time will come. Right now, you think you got endless energy, but like I said, do not think like the way women do, where the 20s are just used up and wrecked, blown up gaskets, leaking oil, everything, smoke blowing out the exhaust, and then, oh my God, I really should have traded this car in. I should have sold it. Now nobody wanted. Okay, so as a man, you can't afford that because there's no really power shift for men, and that's why homelessness is there for men without the much help. So I need y'all to get your act together during the time when you're making a little bit of money. Do not chase women. Invest it. Learn how to invest and move it around. If you're in the United States or in the UK, whatever, I bought some land in Africa because I understood that there's a place I want to just chill at without having to go out and just salute the boss, and do what I gotta do. Build something up. You don't have to be a millionaire. I'm not talking about that. I know some people live in Mexico. I got a friend. He married a woman from Thailand, and they're living in Italy. He lives in Australia and in Thailand. So explore your options. Open your mind because you won't always have the strength. Especially some of us. I've come from doing very hard work, different types of industries. I've been the type of entrepreneur that was never afraid to try any new jobs. I was never afraid to try new jobs. So I've done welding, I've done truck driving, I've done carpet cleaning, I've done rentals, remodeling homes, and But at some point you'd be like, you know what? I want to just sit down and watch the sunrise. Yeah, I get up that early and watch the sunset. Okay, so I want to give you just that word so you can get your mind right. Please get your mind right because we are all we got. The world is often against us as men. Women are definitely not on our page, even though it may seem that they are. But I believe it's for their own self-centered purposes. I believe so. You got to prove yourself to yourself. Work hard. Don't emulate people that do not represent your artists, and everything else. They got money to burn, but oftentimes they end up broke. So you work on you, understanding that you won't always have the capacity to produce that money. So invest it wisely, so it brings a return for you, so that you're not dusty and broke when you're old. Um, yeah, I'm just looking at my notes here, but yeah, it's very important as a man to, because sometimes you find even your friends are no longer there, but you at least have the resources to function and have some optionalities around you as a man, to have some dignity about you, not to just be like, oh, I used to have a lot of money, and now you're pushing trolleys on the streets. We don't want that. I want this message to be about men raising up and understanding that life has chapters and phases. Okay? Hopefully, y'all got something out of it. Peace, love, and blessings.